Hi everybody, welcome to the beginning of my savings, budgeting, and YouTube journey. I am here to represent the hardworking, low-income single parents. On this channel, I am experimenting with different budgeting styles, savings goals, and sharing the strategies I learn as I go. So if that sounds interesting at all to you, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe to follow my journey. So we know that today is the day that I do my pre-payday prep. So that means I am able to go into my employer's website and find out how much my paycheck will be when it arrives on this coming Wednesday. So I like to sit down, take a look at how much that paycheck will be, take a look at my fixed expenses, how much I want to put in variable savings, etc., and just get a ballpark on what I want to spend for the week. I am a zero-based budgeter, which means every dollar that I get paid is going to be allocated to some part of my finances, whether that be savings, to a bill, to whatever that we need throughout the next 2 weeks, which is how I get paid. I get paid bi-weekly. Before I get into that, I want to give you some updates. So we did do a little bit of school shopping. Actually, we did most of it, and right off the bat, I know that next year I will need to save a lot more money, probably double. Well, what I did for this year is I took my first savings challenge and I made the savings challenge into a bill. The goal for that savings challenge was $500, and that was going to be my budget for school shopping. And we took that budget today and did some of the shopping, and it was not enough. So I still have a little bit left. I don't know how much. Let me see how much we have left. So $44. Yep, that's all we have left. So we did get all the school supplies, which is good. We got sneakers, we got some jeans, a few t-shirts, a sweater. I don't know, but it just didn't go as far as I usually think it does, probably because her sneakers, my daughter has a larger foot, so her sneakers cost a little bit more, but that's okay. Next year, I know that I will save more, and if she needs more clothes coming up, I will budget for that going forward. So we'll see what she has, and we'll work with that for now. So when we went school shopping, I did sneak in something for myself. I snuck in. We were at Walmart, and my niece brought up, strangely, my niece just got her first job, so yay for her. She's working at Amazon, and she brought up that she wants to start doing the 100 envelope challenge. Actually, she's going to do 50. And I was like, oh my God, so let me teach you how to do budgeting and stuff. So if she gives me the chance to, I will help her create a budget so that she's not running out of money before her next paycheck, or she's not overspending, so that she can start to save early. We went down the aisles in Walmart. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're gonna need an envelope, you're gonna need boxes, or you can do index cards, and just giving her the options of what she can choose. So she decided the cheapest way that I told her would be just to get the envelopes and a box to put them in. You can tape the envelopes, you can write right on the envelope, and that's it. That's all. Stuff your money in it and call it the end of the day. But I saw one of these boxes, and these are hard to find because they're almost always sold out. I can't remember what size I got. What size did I get? Doesn't even say. I'm pretty sure this is a 4x6. Yeah, this is about 6.5. So this is a 4x6, because I couldn't figure out if I was gonna make my own savings challenge, how I was gonna make it, what I was gonna make it with, or if I was just gonna buy one. I showed you guys on Amazon, they have one for like $14 where you just get like the photo album book where you put the money in the slots and you stick, the stickers are already on it, and it comes with a tracker sheet. So we'll see. I kind of like to craft things myself, so I will probably make my own, at least for the first time that I do it. I'll probably start with a 50 envelope challenge and not 100. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that I snuck this in for myself. That mom I know. So before I get started, I want to let you know there are some things that are going to be changing. If you have watched my videos before, you know that I am new to budgeting, and I would say often, like to change some things around. I keep what works, and what doesn't, I tweak. So this week I have a couple new things that I want to try. So I will show you that inside of this budget. So let's go ahead and get started. When I pulled up my paycheck, I found that I'm going to be getting paid $14.64. So if you've seen my videos before, I am sick of saying that, but So I usually budget with $1,300, but I have updated that. This is my Paycheck bi-weekly breakdown. I keep these. This is kind of like a cheat sheet that I use for every pay period to refer back to what bills are going to be due, how much goes into savings, what I use for each variable fund, etc., etc. But when I went back to evaluate my finances on my employer's website to see my paychecks, I realized that they're almost always $1,400 and over, and that's because I always do some overtime as long as I'm able to. I mean, if that changes in the future and I'm not able to, because they did kind of want me to cut down on how much I'm doing. So anyway, that's what that is there. So I made it $1,400. We're going to start budgeting with $1,400. So that's the first change. And so I did like a projected budget. This will be my new cheat sheet going forward. It's $1,400. My fixed expenses, I average about $680. You'll see those here. Debt varies. 175. Oh, debt I usually include in my fixed expenses, but we'll talk about that. Savings, I always put in $175. That is automatically debited from my checking account. Variable funds are on average $425. This is all averages. And now the next change that I have is what's called an always fund. So this is just something that I have created for myself that are funds that I want to make sure I am always contributing to them. So just like I made my savings challenge a part of my budget every week, I also want to make sure that I have certain sinking funds that I am always contributing to. So we'll go over that as well. And then $20 buffer. I want to make sure that I build up a $100 buffer by the end of August for both accounts. So each account I want to have $100 in a buffer. I have a main bill account and I have a everyday spending account, which I'm not really spending out of since I'm using the cash budget now. So I just put a note down here for myself that my car note is $220.09. That's paid with a separate checking account. If you want to see information on that video, I will link the video in the description box. So we're just going to go over those things. I wanted to show you that quickly. So what I do first is, of course, write down the sum, and I didn't write out the change. I just put 1464 because this is just, again, a general overall. We're not budgeting with cents on this budget. This is just a general breakdown. And the day before payday, when I know whether there's any money left in my checking account, I'll do a deeper dive. All right, so I like to start like midway here, so that I can spread out my tree branches for my different areas of finance. So let's start about here. We'll do 1464, okay? That's the paycheck. And then automatically comes off the top is $175 for savings. Okay? I will branch these out and give you more details on each of those. So for savings, let's start that up here. So 175 savings. So $100 comes out of my check for emergency fund every 2 weeks. $25 comes out for my car note checking account, and $50 comes out for my daughter's savings. So subtracting all those, that's $0. So that's savings coming off of my paycheck. So we're gonna do 1464 minus 175. It's $12.89. I don't have the neatest handwriting, and sorry. Okay, and 612 I've budgeted. Is it 612? No, it's $619. So another thing I've done when I did my monthly budget is kind of get a breakdown / heads up on how much each paycheck, what bills are going to be paid. What I do have is a master plan for August, which I made at the beginning of the month. This is a 3 paycheck month. Usually there's 2. This one is 3. So in this here, you'll see that I just did kind of a breakdown of what bills I wanted to pay. And when I actually get paid, again, I do a deeper dive. So that was kind of where I got the funds. And I'll break that down too to show you why it's changed to $619, okay? And this is for fixed expenses. All right, so put those here. Okay, and out of that, we're going to do half of the mortgage, which means $430. Half mortgage. I'm putting $95 in the utilities. I've explained before that I am ahead in my utilities, so there is a credit to my account, but I still want to keep putting as much money in there as I possibly can. So if I am able to do it because I have the 3 paychecks this this month, that's what I'm going to do. So that way, by the time I get to wintertime, hopefully there's a credit on my account, and wintertime heat will not kill me in my budget. Okay, $20 for allowance, $40 goes into my internet, which will probably be changing. You know, everything was a little bit cheaper because of COVID, but a lot of those things are going to be coming back in, same like student loans, so we'll be discussing that as well. And then credit card is going to get $20. So my credit card bill, there's nothing that's owed on it right now because I paid quite a bit with my last pay period, but I like to chip away at it as much as I can, same as the utilities. And then I have an unexpected expense kind of for Klarna, because I bought something off of Etsy. So I haven't gotten that yet. I don't know when I'm going to get it, but when I do, I will show you guys. So that should bring me down to wasn't done. $0. Okay. All right. So I put these all in fixed expenses, but I know a lot of people, I'll show you this way. A lot of people, this is debt for a lot of people. And then this would be considered my unexpected expense because this is not something that comes out all the time. So for the fixed expenses, actually, and this is not something that's really important, but I just like to do it. 20 plus 40 is $585. Okay. And there actually is a reason that I'm doing that. I changed, again, my budget sheets. You guys know that I made my own budget sheets because I couldn't find one that was exactly the way that I wanted it. So I made these. This is like a bi-weekly breakdown budget I made for myself just to keep track of my expenses and my payments, etc., etc. So I made this and I completely changed it. It looks totally different, you guys. It's a lot more simplified, a lot easier. I tested it. I love it. I just haven't had a chance to print them out. So when I do, I'll show you that too. I made this channel mostly for me to kind of track my progress, to make myself feel accountable, and to save money, basically. So a lot of this is kind of directed to my budget and not towards an audience, maybe. I just want to make sure that you guys understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So give me your feedback and let me know how you feel about me making these frequent changes. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop making the changes, but I might make it a little clearer why I am changing what I'm changing so that you guys can follow along if you do find it interesting or if it's helping you at all in your budget. So let me know how you feel about it. Hoping by the end of this year, I'll have a steady foundation, and hopefully by then as well, I'll be getting some more income. Right? I'm leaving it at that. All right, so I also like to put these little, I forgot it here, but I'll do it here, even though it's a little further away. I like to put these little check boxes so that, one, I know that I paid it, and two, that it came out of my bank account. So for my daughter's allowance, we use what's called the STEP application. So it's a STEP app that is downloaded on your phone. She gets a card. I can direct deposit it, or I can upload money towards her card anytime I want to. So anytime bi-weekly, or if I want to give her an extra gift, I can do that. What I also like about it is I can upload money and not put it on her card, so it can kind of like sit there in the account, and then I can transfer it. So if there's ever times where she doesn't make all of her allowance, I know it's small, you guys, I know, but if they're in that, will might change too one day. If for any reason she doesn't do all of her chores or etc., if you have smaller kids, same thing, and then you can still upload it so that you don't spend that money elsewhere, and just send it over to them when they have earned it, basically. So if I ever want to get ahead on that, I can do that too. So that's it for the fixed and unexpected expenses. The next thing that will come out is variable funds. So let's see how much we have left now. $670. So variable funds are things that I will spend throughout the week. So I have 2 weeks from one paycheck to the next. So I have to make sure that I have enough for groceries, gas. I'll show you what those figures are. This one is usually $425, so I usually budget $425. You'll see that here. I should just start taking this out from now on, but so you'll see here that variable funds are usually $425. So I am not going to be budgeting $425 this pay period because I still have $60 left in our entertainment fund. So I'm gonna leave that there and roll that over. I don't expect us to spend that between now and Wednesday. So even though I'm not counting anything else for rollover, I am depending on that to still be there. So instead of the normal $425, I'm just gonna go ahead and put in $380 for my variable funds this time. Okay. So that brings it to $290 will be left. Okay, and the variable funds will be, let's do that here. So these changed up a little bit. These might change all the time depending on what we have going on. 30 for personal, 30 for home. I'll show you why I'm changing this as well. 170 for grocery, 50 for gas. So gas went up because based on, you know, my expense tracking, I know that I need more. 50 for dining, and 50 for miscellaneous. So you'll notice that entertainment didn't get anything. That's because we have rollover. So this gives me a total of, so we started with 380. Let's do that. $0, and that's what we want. So every dollar has its place to go. So I did mention last time that gas is, I'm going to be using my credit card for gas since I can get points for it this month. So I'll just leave the money in the bank account for gas and transfer it to my credit card. So we can take $50 off of that actually, because this is gonna stay in the bank. So for variable funds, I take these out in cash. So I want to know how much I'm going to be withdrawing. W stands for withdraw. So off the bat, we know 380 minus 50, because we're leaving that 50 in the bank, is $330. So we're going to be withdrawing $330. So the change that I want to make to this time is that I want to only take out half of these funds for the first week, and then stuff that, and then I'll leave the rest to the side. So I'll put half of them in my wallet for the first week. So from this Wednesday to the next Wednesday, and then I'll stuff again the remaining funds. I just want to see how that works out. I want to see if I can have more money and more rollover if I do it that way, and I kind of restrict myself a little bit more. So we're going to try it that way. The only thing I'm not going to do that with is grocery, because I don't want to go to the grocery store every week. I don't want to do that. I want to do every 2 weeks is bad enough. I'm going to stuff the full grocery amount. So for week number 1, I'm just gonna do this so that I know when I do my stuffing how much each will be. So for week number 1, we're going to do $15 for personal. This is just half, 15 for home. We're going to do the whole grocery, skipping gas, remember, half of dining, and half of miscellaneous. So $250 for week 1. And week number 2, we're going to do half of personal, half of home, no grocery, no gas, because grocery came out the first one, gas is staying in the bank, half of dining, and half of miscellaneous. So $80. So that's what we're going to stuff those weeks. I want to make sure. Yep, that's right. All right, and that's just what we're going to withdraw from the bank, $330 in cash for our variable expenses. So that'll go into our wallet. So let's see, we're down to 290, and I always like to budget in my savings challenge. So I always have one priority savings challenge. This time it is my succulent savings challenge, and I know that the next field that I have to do, fill in is $50, I believe. Oh, I was supposed to put a bookmark in here. That's what I should have did. Oh, I can see it. There it is. So I know that the next one is $50. So I'm going to budget for that. So this is my priority savings challenge. Oh, and then we have to have our buffer, which is $50. So this time the buffer for each account will be $25. So that's, of course, $50. So 240 minus 50, that leaves us 190 to use for sinking funds. So sinking funds is always the last thing that gets filled out. I want to make sure that everything else is paid for and accounted for. All right, so let's decide what sinking funds I'm going to use. Another change that I've made is, like I explained briefly, the always fund. I decided to do this because I realized when I was budgeting with $1,300, I always had a little bit more than that because of the overtime, and that's been consistent for the last at least 6 to 8 months. So I'm going to start budgeting with $1,400. So since there's an extra $100, I want to make sure that that $100 is always going to get put to the same sinking funds, because these are high priority things that are either coming up soon. These may change, but for now, I'll show you which ones that I'm going to use, but I will always have an always fund, if that makes sense. So it's just so that I'm not filling different sinking funds willy-nilly. I have a purpose and a plan for each of them. So the always fund is going to be $100 off the top. So this is the always fund, okay? And that leaves me $90. So in my always fund, let's see. And I've already sat down and considered which ones I want to be a part of this always fund. I explained before that I want my daughter's hair to have a fund, and I want to keep that done. It is done now. It's in braids that should last until school starts, at least, if not longer. So we're gonna just make sure that we have a sinking fund for that to be done. Water always gets $5. I have always done that since I started, so we're gonna continue doing that. Pet is going to start always getting $15 because she always needs something, litter or toys or food. Car maintenance is always going to get $15, and that is probably going to be temporary because I have a car that's in a lot better condition than the last one that I had. It doesn't need new tires. I have brand new tires on there. It's just got an inspection. It has everything that it needs. It just got registered, so $15 should be enough for now. I want to build car maintenance. The first goal is to $500, and then after that, the goal will be to keep a $1,000 fund in there, and that'll be for inspections, registrations, repairs, etc. I want to keep that same amount in there all the time. So vacation, we do have a vacation that we are planning for next July. That's probably not going to be enough, but for now, that's what we're going to start contributing to it. And my subscriptions. So this will be a new sinking fund that I start for my subscriptions. So the subscription that I chose to start that fund for was, let's see, I have cameras, so that's $80. I have Amazon, which is cheaper for me right now, but I looked it up and it said the yearly subscription was $140, but I'm only paying, let's see, what do I pay for Amazon? Like $7.55, which is, let's see, $7.55 times 12. It's $90. So that would make sense. So I have to reevaluate that. That wouldn't make sense to pay more. And then I have BJ's, which is $30. And I want us to sign back up for our Spanish account. And I looked that up. It was, for the family plan, $120 a year. So let's just add that up and see what it will be. So there's Ring. Not gonna worry about Amazon. BJ's and 120. It's $230. So if I want to have a total of $230, let's split that up into 12 months. It's $20 a month, $10 every paycheck. That's how I got that amount for $10. All right. Let's make sure this zeroes out. 100 minus 40 minus 5 minus 15 minus 15 minus 15 minus 10. All right, that's the always fund. So we'll try that and we'll see how that works out. And then got to the good part. We finally have $90 for sinking funds. All right, and how I decide on what I'm gonna put in sinking funds is I look at our most recent list or balances. I can see from this what needs more. I know that September birthdays I definitely want to contribute to because that's coming up soon. Water is part of the always fund now. Car maintenance is part of the always fund. Pet is part of the always fund. August birthday, we don't need to contribute to anymore. Christmas, I want to get something. Vacation is part of the always fund. Emergency is in a bank account, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't have any bills coming up that aren't already accounted for. Hair is part of the always fund, and I do kind of want to start putting a little bit in nail and beauty for myself, just a little bit. So that's how I kind of figure out what sinking funds will get contributed to. So we want to start with September birthday. It's going to get 25. Christmas is going to get 15 because it has 115 in it now. That'll bring it to 130. Household is going to get $10. And so I have that household fund. It's kind of like just for small things that we want to buy for the house. Student loans. Okay, so I looked up and I know for a fact that my student loan is going to be due, I believe, November 19th. And it's not going to be much what it's expected to be. It's kind of income based. And I don't know how they're figuring that out because I haven't updated it yet. So that might change. But since it's going to start in November, I just want to put a little bit in there. Just a little bit. Because I know I'm going to get a shock. And once I find out, it'll go into my fixed expenses. So right now, it's not due yet. I'm just kind of estimating. I'm just starting something small just to feel like I got a little bit ahead. And I feel like I've accomplished something. Nails and beauty for me is going to get $15. And then the rest that's left should be $10, and that'll just go into my $1 gold coin challenge. So that should put us down to 0. Yep. So a 90 minus 90 is 0, and that's how you make a zero-based budget. So I'm gonna color coordinate this because that's what I like to do. The sinking funds, I've started to color coordinate them based on the binders that they'll go into. I will be uploading a video of me putting together a couple binders that I was able to create. I made and I put some new categories in those envelopes, so I have quite a few new categories and binders that I'm creating because I am loving doing sinking funds. It is helping out a lot, and I'm kind of figuring out that next year I'll be better able to plan because, well, what I'm trying to show you is not even in there. Oh, yes it is. It's right here. Okay. So these are some of the binders and categories that I've created, but you'll see a better breakdown when I actually stuff the binders. So I haven't gotten everything yet from Temu. I got everything from Amazon, but not from Temu. So I'm still waiting for some binders from Temu, and when I get that and the accessories, then I'll finish setting everything up, and I'll show you guys that as we go. But I want to start color coordinating these so that when I stuff in my videos, I'm not going from binder to binder, back to the other binder, etc., etc. So I have colors for each of these binders. So in either a highlighter or a marker form, I'll mark that here so that when I do my stuffing, like I said, I can do it kind of in better order. Because clearly they're not in order on my budget. But that is all for the basics. I'm going to go ahead and color coordinate and show you guys how that helps me as well when I need to go back and refer to my budget. So I'll let you guys watch that. Okay, so let me kind of help you out here. I have my little color-coded cheat sheet here. Savings, variable funds, so green, red, orange. Oh, actually, I forgot to do my debt. So I consider this debt. Let's make them both debt. No, technically, I guess they both are. So that's color-coded there. And then I have another color coding here. So this is the name of the binder. These are the categories that are inside, and they are written in the colors that the binders are, most of them anyway. I kind of assigned a color to each binder so that I know this is extra. It just made sense to me so that when I am stuffing, I felt like I was going to be going back and forth between binders, and I don't want to do that because that would be annoying. I wouldn't want to watch that. So I'm not going to make you. So that's why each of the binders has a color. So these will be, so I will know when I go into one binder, like when I go into my daughter's binder, her binder is pink, so her marker is pink. I will fill her hair, I will fill her birthday, right? Code. Mine is purple. As you will see, there's only one purple, etc., etc. Let me guys know what you think about the color coding. Let me know what you think about my budget. This is the plan. I will know the day before payday if I need to make any changes, if there is any rollover. So I'll come back and I'll do my actual, and the day before payday, I will show you guys my new budget breakdown. Because I changed it, it's revamped, it's better, it's simple. I got it done quick and easy like that the first time that I tried it. So maybe all the hours that I spent trying to make the first one was worth it, because this one took me less than a half an hour to figure out and just put together, move some things around, make it fit for just me. That's all I need. It's just me. It just needs to make sense to me. So I'll be able to do my monthly plan on that, my monthly like projection, and those will go in my good old handy dandy binder. Okay, before I close out of the video, I forgot to show you this. One thing, like usual, is that we know that the sinking funds are in cash. So I wanted to make sure that when I do my withdrawal, I withdraw both the variable funds and I withdraw the sinking funds. So together, the sinking funds is $190, and then the variable funds that I'm taking out is $330. So $330 plus $190 is going to be $520 that we're going to take out for the next 2 weeks. But I will only, like I said, be stuffing a part of that. I'm not even going to do the math. We'll do the math that day. And before payday, I will show you whether I have any rollover left over and where that's going to go. And we'll do our bank breakdown, which is this, our bank withdrawal form. So I like to personally split up my variable funds and my sinking fund. And we'll break down which denominations I want to put in each. These will be very important for this pay period because, like I said, I'm stuffing half for the first week and half the midweek check-in. And that is it for me today. So now I can close out the video. Thank you for spending time with me today. I always appreciate it. I want you all to always remember that it is about progression and not about perfection. We are doing everything that we can while we can, as much as we can. And that is all that matters. But like I said, thanks for spending time with me. Thanks for all the comments, the love, and the support. I really, really appreciate you guys. Stay tuned. I'm not going to be announcing anymore what I have coming. Stay tuned. Put on your notification bell. As always, I want you to remember that it is about progression and not about perfection. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Happy saving. Bye. All right, now I can eat my food.